today to go over some common exercise mistakes people make. Oh, and I wish I would have, and I forgot to download it to put it on my iPad, otherwise I would have just uploaded it. Anyway, nonetheless, one of the other lives, I talked about common exercise mistakes as it mostly related to habits and what you needed to do in order to, or what mistakes people made as they were trying to get into their workout journey, and what they needed to do in order to make sure that they have a successful fitness journey as they're getting started with that, and some of the common mistakes that was related to that. But today is more about specific workouts that people make common mistakes on as far as their form and utilizing equipment. And so I wanted to just show you a few of the exercises that I commonly see people make, and I wanted to make sure that you understand how to do the exercises, making sure that your form is you have proper form to avoid injuries and to avoid like overworking other muscles that you are not intending on working on that day. Okay, so the first one that I see most of, and I wanted to make sure that I set this up okay, the first one that I see most commonly mistakes made are deadlifts. And so the equipment that I have that I'm using today to show for some of these is the barbell. Then I have dumbbells as well as a kettlebell, because you can utilize any one of those equipments for your workouts. So the first one is the deadlift. Okay, deadlifts typically are working on your hamstrings, but there's a variety of deadlifts that you can do. For today's demonstration, I am just going to show you the single leg deadlifts, meaning just your legs are straight. Okay, so you just want to make sure that your feet are shoulder length apart. You have your hands are in the proper positioning on your bar, and you want to make sure what I see most is how people go about doing this particular exercise. And so what you need to do is keep your legs straight. You can have a small bend, and you hinge at the hip, chest is up, shoulders are back, and then you drive down. And you should go no further than your knee, either right at your knee, right above your knee, or right under your knee, because at that point you should be able to feel the tension in your hamstrings, and then just drive it back up. So again, chest is up, shoulders are back, hinge at the hip, the butt is out, and then the barbell is touching your legs, and then you just slide it down like this. What I typically see, and what the mistake that people make, is they go down and then they curl their shoulders, and then they go all the way down. And when you do that, you're putting a whole bunch of pressure on your lower back, and that's where you have the pain, when you start having lower back pain, because you're doing it incorrectly. You should not have lower back pain on a deadlift, because that's not the part of the body that you should be working on, right? So again, keep that chest up, shoulders back, butt is out, and then you go straight down. Do not bend over. Keep it up. Keep the back straight, and then just drive straight down. And you should just go about right here, and then you should be able to feel it in your hamstrings, and then just bring it right back up, and then keep it going down and bring it right back up. Okay? So it does not change if you change the equipment, if it becomes a dumbbell. Same concept. Touching the leg, go straight down. Turn this way, straight down, and then bring it back up. Nothing changes, and bring it back down. Okay? So just make sure you remember that when you're doing certain exercises, you have to think about different areas and components of your body that needs to be position and your form should be in a specific way. So there's a lot of things that you need to focus on as you're doing a specific workout. What muscle group or what muscle am I working on? How are my shoulders supposed to be? Where's my chest? Where's my, there's a lot of moving parts that you need to focus on. And in the beginning it becomes overwhelming, but it becomes easier. And it helps you if you start to really internally think about all of these things, then as you're going about the exercise, once you start to do it incorrectly, you immediately notice and you can immediately correct your form. And by that, avoiding any injuries, okay? So if you like doing this and then you feel your shoulders, so you can feel it, but if you're not paying attention, you won't even notice it. It's so subtle, you don't even notice it. So when you feel it, and then just bring it back and then keep going, okay? So those are deadlifts. Squats. Squats, sometimes people just don't go down low enough. They're not working, the right muscles, or their legs are not in the right position. So I brought the chair because you can utilize the chair in the beginning when you're starting out, so you can kind of get an idea of how low you should be going, again, where your form is supposed to be and how your body should be positioned in order to get in a proper squat. So just a regular squat, again, legs are shoulder length apart, and again, you're hinging at that hip because you're going to go as if you're going to go to sit in this chair. Chest is still up, shoulders are still back, your knees should be going straight, and you just go straight like this, and you tap that chair, and that's as low as you need to go, and bring it back up. Tap, and bring it up. Tap, and bring it up. And that's it. And then once you don't need the chair no more, it's the same, just the same thing. Okay? So that's the squat. Most of the mistakes that I typically see, and when you're doing with the squats, most of the mistakes that I tend to see are things that's dealing with the knees and whether or not they're not straight, or if the feet are turned too inward or too outward. You just want to make sure you focus on making sure that the positioning is correct, making sure that your knees are not buckling, because again, you're going to cause injury or you're going to overwork other muscles. So those are the typical mistakes that I see. And so to correct that, you just making sure that the legs are going straight, knees are straight, going straight towards the toes, and the butt is out. And again, people tend to do this. Well, do this. See, no. Keep it up, and you're driving. You're using your legs for this workout, not your back. Okay? Lunges. So lunges, they can become hard because, if you have bad knees or anything like that. So you just have to really be careful on your lunges. But when you're doing a lunge, you just want to make sure, again, focusing on the knees and making sure that they're not turning inward. Your knees should stay straight, both of them. So if you're doing a front lunge, and hopefully you can see my feet, front lunge, this back knee goes straight down, this front leg just goes out. Okay, so make sure it's not like this. It needs to be like this, okay? And bring that back up, this back, and then drive the knee down to the ground. This stays in an L shape and straight, and it should be over the toe, and then bring that back up, okay? So there's two lunges. You either doing a front lunge, where you're focusing on that front leg, right? Same positioning, or you're doing a reverse lunge where you're going to step back and then you're going to drive this leg down and then bring that back up. So know the difference between a front lunge and a reverse lunge, because the focus on the muscle are different, okay? The last two are planks and push-ups. So let me demonstrate that for you. Let me pull this down. Okay. So for the plank, so I follow another fitness professional on social media, and she gave me she mentioned two other pointers that I implemented on my planks, because it just added another level of complexity and or just challenging my body to make sure that I'm getting the best out of this particular exercise. So, you know, the basic of a plank, you're doing a straight plank, so you want to make sure that your body is straight. You're not doing this, the butt is not up. This is the downward dog, or a version of it, but you want to be straight. One of the other two tips that was given that I implemented was tucking in that butt, taking these forearms and pushing into the floor, and you're engaging your whole body. So you're engaging your glutes, you're engaging your core, you're engaging these arms, and you're holding the plank for however long the exercise is called for. So whether it's 30 seconds and then, you know, do that for a while and build up to 45 seconds, build up to a minute, or whatever the case may be. This is a great exercise to do on a daily basis to strengthen the core and to strengthen the core and be able to hold it for a longer duration as time goes on. And then the last one is just push-ups, both regular and modified. The most common mistakes that I see on the push-up is mostly in the modified push-up. But let me show you both. So the regular push-up, obviously, you want to make sure that your arms are directly under your body. You're in a high plank position, and then you're driving down and you are leading with your chest. You're not leading with your hip, which I see a lot of too, but you're leading with your chest. Let me turn this way. And your head is not down here, it's up. Lead with your chest, right? Okay? A lot of the times with the modified I see is, and there's a lot of variations with push-ups too, as far as like where your hand positioning is. So this is like the regular one. You have like the T ones, you know, you have, you know, the different things. So, but that's just the regular and the basic one. So for the modified one, what I typically see is, obviously you're on your knees, but a lot of times people tend to do this. That is not a modified push-up. You want to still have the same goal on the regular one that you have on the modified one. It's just your knees are on the ground and you're taking a little bit less weight off to make it easier for you to get through the set. So you're still going to put the weight up here at the top of your body, and then you're still going to drive with your chest. You're not driving with your hip. You're not up here and doing this, which is working nothing, but you're here and you're still building the strength until you're able to pull your whole body up and do that. Okay? So those are the 5 exercises that I just wanted to share with you. If you have any questions about any of those exercises that I mentioned that you want a little bit more clarity on, just indicate that in the chat and I will do some clarify. If there's some other exercises that I did not mention that you want to get some more information about or know how to do, I can videotape myself and I can attach that to this chat if that will be helpful. So just hopefully that this topic was informative, and some of the common mistakes that you may have done, you can see this and you'll be able to implement that and make those changes so that you can avoid any injuries and to avoid any setbacks in your fitness journey. Because once you get injured, then you do have to, you know, stop and heal, and then it's almost like starting from scratch, because you taken time off and now you have to rebuild the momentum again and the endurance and the strength up to do that exercise again. So let's just have the correct form from the beginning and eliminate and avoid any injuries that may come with improper form. So again, thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, or if you put it in the chat, and again, I am a good resource for any questions about fitness, exercises and some nutrition tips and techniques or tips and pointers. So you can follow me on my IG at TyFit_43, or you can follow me on my YouTube channel at TyFit Personal Training. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. There will be different workouts and other fitness information on there as we go along. So thank you again. Have a great afternoon and see you next week. Bye.